everybody. Thank you very much for joining yet another episode of the Leadership Masterclass by Alex Ihama. It's your host, Alex Ihama, the author of the book, Welcome to Greatness. In today's episode, I want to talk to you about your personal philosophy. I want to talk to you about how you think. A lot of people don't know this, but how you think determines what happens in your life. I mean, we know about the popular quotation from King Solomon, and he says, "As a man thinketh, so he is." And we know about the great book that many people talk about, as a man thinketh. Like, people need to pay attention to this. People need to pay. In fact, Bob Proctor once said, people don't think anymore. And he says, if you think people think, you go sit in the restaurant, sit on the train, and listen to people what they're talking about. Doesn't make sense. Sometimes many people spend time talking about other people or just getting involved in gossip and things that, frankly, is not doing them no good. But let me help you understand. You see, from when you became aware as a child, everything that's happened in your life, everything that's been said to you, every movie, every show you've watched on TV, everything is stored in your subconscious. In your subconscious is the laboratory for decisions and action. In your subconscious is the key to success, or the key to failure for some people. And what happens is, since we know we live in a very negative world, we know people tell us things, people only tell us when we do things that are wrong. So what happens over time is we have stored in our subconscious things that are very negative, things that remind us of how not good we are, how we are not good enough, we are not smart enough, we are not enough, we are not. In fact, take a little child. From a little child, the first thing, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. But when the child does something good, you never go back and say, great job, young man. Right? So the child grows up with don't. In fact, you see, for me, when I was a child, I talked a lot. Still talk now, right? But I talked a lot, and I always got in trouble, and all they told me was, shut up, shut up, shut up. At one point, I thought shut up was my middle name. I'm serious. Shut up. I got in trouble in school for talking too much. Nobody took the time to mentor me and say this guy was born to be a speaker. Now I travel around the world speaking. That's what I do. I get paid for talking. Yet I was always in trouble for talking, right? So what I want you to do today, what I want to do today with this video is to rewire your personal philosophy, is to recycle your mindset. Because there are things that are there that should not be there. In fact, every morning when you wake up, I do this. Every morning when I wake up, if you go in my washroom, I have positive notes around. When I'm doing my business in my washroom, I'm recycling my brain. When I'm doing my business in my office, I'm recycling my brain. I don't want things in my brain that are not going to help me. So you need to do that. I get into a mode of praise and worship in the morning. I do a lot of prayer just to dedicate my day back to who's blessed me with it, and that's God. So, but what I want to do today, I want to give you 5 reminders of greatness. 5 reminders of greatness. I'm going to go through them very quickly, and you want to be ready to capture them. And what I'm going to tell you today is going to eliminate, neutralize some of the negative thought process in your mindset. Number 1 is you are powerful beyond measure. Absolutely. You're powerful beyond measure. Not even the computer or a tape can measure how powerful you are. You know some things you've been through. Some people didn't make it alive, but you did. You want to know my story? You go read my book, Welcome to Greatness. I'm telling you, you're powerful beyond measure. Say this to yourself right now. I am powerful beyond measure. Stamp your feet. You are powerful beyond measure. Let's say you were created in the image and likeness of God. Who's more powerful than God? Nobody. But yet you were created in the image and likeness. You want to tell yourself that, especially when you're faced with challenges. I am powerful beyond measure. Absolutely. Number 2, you're smarter than you think. Of course you're smarter than you think. The top 10 richest people in the world today were told they are not smart. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Richard Branson. In fact, he said they kicked him out of school. They came up with some, like those ADD, FDD, SDD. They come up with all this fancy name to tell you you're not smart. I'm telling you, the more they tell you you're not smart, the smarter you are. Because what happens is when people see that you're smarter than them, then they tell you you have some disease or something. You're smarter than you think. Absolutely. Now, the challenges you faced in life, did you not go through them? Did you not go through them? Of course, you need to dig deep into your mindset, into your level, into your imaginative capability. People that came up with the airplane, people that came up with the iPhone, they don't have 10 heads or 6 noses and 10 eyes. They just human being like you. They dug deep into their mindset and found jewels that they eventually were celebrated by. So again, number one, you're powerful beyond measure. Number two, you're smarter than you think. Number three, you're stronger than you feel. Of course, when the pressure comes in, you're like, oh, people going to commit suicide, unfortunately, because they don't know what I'm just telling you. They don't know they're stronger than they feel. I feel down sometimes. Of course I do. I get hit with one or two challenges. I'm like, whoa. Muhammad Ali, we would not celebrate him if whenever he fell down, he stayed down. You know, it was Les Brown. He said, when life knocks you down, you fall back on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Absolutely. You're stronger than you feel. You need to know that. And if you don't know that, believe me, people are going to step on you. They're going to ride on you. They're going to ride you like a horse, right? They will even treat a horse better than they'll treat you. You need to know this. These are facts. That's number three. And number four, you're wiser than you know. Wisdom is a gift from God. And the Bible says you give it to anybody you ask. You never say, I won't give it to a child, or I won't give it to a black man, or to a white man, I won't give it to an Indian guy. Wisdom, wisdom is a result. You read books and read books and read books, and God blesses you with it, because you start seeing things differently. Right? So when people say you're different, they are basically trying to say you're wiser. And until people start saying you're different, you're not different. So anyway, don't want to mess you up with some philosophy. But you need to know that you're wiser than you know. And number five, you're more talented than you can ever imagine. Oh my word, you have no idea. Like, you could read my story. People used to tell me I'm a nick and poo. People used to tell me, what did they tell me? They were giving me words which I know was negative, didn't even know what the meaning was. And for a good period of my time, I lived up to the negative expectation they had of me, until one day, and I hope that day is for you today, where you begin to actually take control of your mind and understand that, listen, you were created for a purpose that is larger than you. You're blessed with enough talent to fulfill your purpose. Everything you need to be, everything you should is in you. Absolutely. You want to approach life as a winner, as a victor, not as a victim. Absolutely. So your personal philosophy is really critical to everything. Success in your business, success in your marriage, in your parenting, success in life. Because until you begin to fill your head with enough positive thoughts, the negative thoughts that has been planted in you by those who love or hate you, whether consciously or subconsciously, will continue to direct your life. And it's time to take control of your life. I call you today to greatness. That's why I wrote the book, Welcome to Greatness. Greatness is when you finally take control of your life, knowing that everything you need to be, everything you should, is within you. In conclusion, I want to encourage you to spend time and focus on how you think, to spend time to be watchful on things that go into your subconscious, to spend time to eliminate, to neutralize the negative things that has been said unto you. I told you many things that have been said unto me as a child, and I lived up to them, negative, until I took control of my life. And that's greatness. Greatness is when you finally take control of your life. Telling yourself, I am powerful beyond measure. Telling yourself every single day, I'm smarter than I think. Telling yourself every morning, I'm wiser than I know. Telling yourself every day that I am stronger than I feel. And of course, I am more talented than I can imagine. So whatever you're faced with, once you build yourself up like that, you see that some of the issues you're faced with, frankly, this is interesting, they'll dissipate. They run away like cockroaches. They run away. It's almost like when, heavyweight champions like Mike Tyson during his days, or Muhammad Ali walks into the ring. Most of them won the match before it started. They walked in there with so much confidence that the opposition was literally peeing on their pants or something, right? So you want to build yourself up every morning. In fact, literally throughout the day, I do this. I listen to tapes or Nightingale or Les Brown in my car. I don't, once in a while I put on the news just to hear the traffic on where I'm headed. But most of the time I'm listening to words that build me up. Because I know as a child, they filled me up with so much negativity that is by the grace of God, I'm standing here telling you this today. What I just told you is so important that you want to make sure everybody knows about this. 5 keys to greatness I just gave to you. 5 keys to greatness.